Hey guys, it's Brian here, and welcome back to another review for the Horror Man Slashback Challenge. And the theme that Joe the Horror Man has set for this week is titled Native Slashers, what essentially means is slasher films that were produced in your home country. And the film I've chosen to review this week is named Evil Breed, The Legend of Sam Hain. This is a 2003 Canadian slasher film. Although this film is Canadian, the story takes place in Ireland, and it centers around a group of college students who are taking this trip to Ireland for some reason. I guess the professors brought them there. I guess they were too bored with their studies. I don't know. It's such a weird film. They don't really explain why they're there that much. But they're staying in this secluded cabin in the woods. And unfortunately for them, it's not too far from the dwelling of this cannibalistic serial killer. So that's pretty much the plot for this one. The most interesting thing about this movie is this one kind of predates both Wrong Turn and the Hatchet movies, because the killer in this one's deformed as well. I feel bad for giving this one like a negative review because I read up on it and it seems like the film was re-edited without the director's consent. There are some named actors in this one, but I think that they only had one day to shoot all the scenes. So we have Jenna Jameson, adult actress, Richard Grieco, and then another adult actress named Ginger Lynn, who was most famous for dating Charlie Sheen back in the early 90s. So they all have one scene apiece. The film starts off with Richard Grieco, and I think they should have kept him because he was probably the best actor in this thing, which isn't saying much because he was just barely adequate. But he's in the first 10 minutes of this. Him and this woman he's supposed to be with, and then they run afoul of the killer pretty much early on, and then it cuts to the new group of people that come into the movie. It's such an odd film, but I just wish that the filmmakers have understood their limitations. Like if it was up to me, I would not have had set the story in Ireland. I would have kept it in Canada, and either had the characters trapped either in like a cave or like an abandoned mine or something like that, and then they can run afoul of the killer there as opposed to just having them show up. Because one of the villagers in this movie is supposed to be psychic, and he keeps warning everybody to stay away, to stay on the trails. But it doesn't really matter because the killer shows up at the house anyways. I think that the original edit there was more than one killer because in this one, this killer seems to be teleporting all over the place. It makes no sense. You'll see him kill somebody in one scene in one location, and then the very next scene he's killing somebody else in a different location. You're thinking, how can this guy be at two places at once? So I think he's supposed to be more than one killer. The look of the killer is just so-so. He's too deformed, and he's not very big either. So you'd think that some of these guys would be able to take him out, but they don't. The kill sequences are all over the place. There's some decent ones, and there's some not so decent ones. There's a really good kill sequence that happens an hour in, though, which is cool, which is almost worth making the film worth watching. But this is a really dull film for the most part. After the initial kill sequence at the beginning of the movie, not much happens for a long time. So, I don't know. Alright guys, I think that's pretty much it. That's my review. Thanks for watching everybody, and I'll talk to you all later.